Oh my gosh. Welcome to Bases and Banter. Not you, obviously you knew you were already welcomed, but to our bantees, welcome to another episode of Bases and Banter. I am one of your hosts, Sam Fischer, joined here by my bestie, Haylie McCleney. Halo. We got so much to talk about.
Holy guacamole.
Holy
sour cream, holy black beans,
some chives.
Some chives, holy chives, holy tomatoes. Holy tomates. I don't know how to live and breathe anymore after watching softball this weekend.
Holy Coca-Cola.
I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to exist in this world anymore.
You know, great point. All valid. Same.
Yeah.
Retweet, if you will. My God, I don't know where to start. Normally, you guys, just a little background. Halo and I, when we get ready to record, we talk a little bit about the things that we want to cover. We have lists, we have things that are written out, we have a plan. We hopped on, we hit record, and we said, just let it rip. Whatever happens, happens, because that's how crazy this weekend was.
No, yeah, we have no plan because according to our pre-plan, nothing went according to that plan. And so now we just have to react. You know
what they say when you make a plan?
Yeah.
So, do we start with the obvious and talk?
Well, I feel like there's a couple obvious things.
Such a good point.
But I think the most obvious has got to be the old Flames, right?
Halo. We've talked about Liberty just steadily, quietly doing their thing. And then they get sent to number 1, Texas A&M, and they say, okay.
They're like, yeah.
Like, what insane games. Like, even...
No.
You go. I can't...
Just no. I don't even... It was the best softball game I've ever watched twice.
2 times.
Oh.
Like, the fact that they beat them to put them into the losers bracket, and then when they played again as the championship game, the first one, the fact that they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to even put that game into extra innings told me they're gonna do this. Like, it didn't mean it that they lost. Them scoring 4 runs when the game was truly on the line was like, okay, I feel the flame.
Yeah, no, I definitely felt the flame. And I think a lot of people, too, when they saw that Liberty had taken the 1-0 game, right? First game to send Texas A&M into the losers bracket. Yep. I think a lot of people thought, especially how after Texas A&M came back in game 2 on Saturday, I think a lot of people were like, okay, like, it was a fluke. Like, A&M's just Emily Kennedy's gonna get back on her stuff, and they're gonna easily take 2 from Liberty. And Liberty respectfully said, like, hold my Bible real quick, and like, it was just unreal. The fight of that team, the grit, like the fact that they were just, and this is not a knock on Emily Kennedy because she is phenomenal.
Yeah,
They had a game plan.
They did.
They were not fooled at all. They were ready to rip. Like, I love how the lefties in Liberty's lineup approached her. Hitting a leadoff home run. And, like, I just can't even, like...
Period.
They were ready. They just showed up. They weren't scared. Like, you can probably attest to this, too, like, from playing at a mid-major. I think your mentality of not being afraid of Goliath is half the battle, right?
100%. It has to be.
They weren't.
No. Not at all. And I think, too, like, my favorite episodes that we do are talking about the postseason because I did not play in the postseason. It's always like so funny. So I'm like, here's what it takes. And I'm like, oh, I don't actually know what it takes.
Bro.
It's merely just from a fan perspective. I watched on the couch just like everyone else. Dude. But the mid-major mentality is very much like, we've talked about this. I don't have anything to lose. If I go in intimidated by these folks, like I don't stand a chance. And the other part, which I think is really, really important for all of the Davids, all the underdogs, all the mid-majors, is like, I cannot go in trying to play like that big team. I have to play like me and we have to play like us. And I think that that's where sometimes you see these upsets happen because they like Liberty played Liberty Ball. Like
period.
Cue the Liberty Mutual theme jingle.
Liberty Bibberty.
Liberty Bibberty did their thing.
I can't. I just, you know, I feel like there are probably a lot of disappointed Texas A&M fans out there.
Sure, of course.
It just like really wasn't meant to be. I feel like every Okay.
Is that Mac? Is he Mac's emphasizing your points?
He was like, I picked Texas A&M to go all the way in my bracket.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's helpful to accept the fact as an athlete, things are not going to go your way, no matter how hard you try to force it. Because I felt like watching Texas A&M and Liberty duke it out like that, there was just like a natural sense in the air that like this is Liberty's. Liberty's gonna, they're gonna actually do this. I don't know. I can't put my finger on like what that actually is, but like it was just meant to be for the
Yes. It never felt like an imbalanced game. You know, like I think that there were some imbalanced games that happened in regionals. If you guys are only listening to this and not watching, you're really missing out on Halo getting attacked by her dogs. If you're watching this, I hope that you're enjoying because my goodness, what a place to be. They're so fluffy, so snuggly.
I'm moving.
It might be DINNER time, so they're getting a little needy. Oh, look at them in the back. But so we saw some murders in regionals of just like blowout games.
Absolutely.
Like Nebraska, they run-rolled every game. So
Nebraska should be convicted of murder.
100% slaughters left and right. But this matchup with Liberty and A&M did not feel like an imbalance. It
didn't.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, okay, so a lot of people were making the argument that Texas A&M should have handled their business, right? LSU should have handled their business.
Sure.
Right? Very tough draws in terms of their regional. Like,
totally.
For the number overall seed to have that strong of a 2 was pretty surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
In College Station, and then for LSU as the 10 overall seed to have what I think Southeastern Louisiana was the strongest 4 seed in the tournament.
They proved it.
And they proved it, right? Like, should we have a seeding system that's 1 through 64 or at least 1 through 32?
Interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
Like, think about how the basketball tournament works, right?
Right.
Based purely on geography or like I don't even know what that criteria is.
Yeah.
It feels just random to me
as
a fan. I get it's based on geography a little bit, and you don't want to put certain conferences next to each other, especially at the 1s and 2s. Like, I get that.
Totally.
But in terms of matching up these, like, high-quality mid-majors with, like, elite-level RPIs coming off conference championships, like, I don't know. It just...
It's a lot.
Like, Alabama as the 15 should have, like, whatever that matches up with. Oregon as the 16 seed, 17 seed as that number 2.
Sure.
Right? A&M in theory should have 32 or whatever.
Interesting. I love this because like you just, I don't know, but is it also a testament to how this year has been going? Like when I was watching over the weekend, I was thinking about us and what we've talked about all year long, and it's like you just don't know what to expect, and 100% that happened this weekend.
It was mayhem. Every regional I expected to be close wasn't close.
Right.
Every regional I was like, I'm not even gonna watch.
100%.
It's like all of a sudden the best game.
Yeah, 100%. And what's crazy, going back to Liberty and A&M, once Liberty won, they then had a chance to host super regionals because Stanford could not.
Can you imagine?
Stanford was winning. Like, hats off to the Ducks for handling their business. Like that was an insane series. And when it came down to the last 2 regionals when we were watching on Sunday night, it was Stanford, Oregon, and then Arizona, Ole Miss. And I tweeted this, but I was like, so weird to watch 3 Pac teams be representing 3 different conferences. You had the ACC, the Big 12, and the Big 10. And you're like, what's happening?
Stanford being in the ACC still trips me out. And we really do need to rename the ACC to All Coast.
All Coast. It's all over the
It's not
coast.
the Atlantic. It's not the Atlantic coast. Wow. What was your second favorite regional besides College Station?
I don't know because I was so locked in. I really liked, I did like the Tucson regional. I thought that was, I got to see little Santa Clara out there representing the WCC. It was very like balanced, I thought, which I liked. And I mean, I won't lie, I was not expecting Arizona to go down, but the games were exciting. I thought that was a really fun regional, I would say, if I'm thinking, off the top of my head. What about you?
I really enjoyed the Baton Rouge regional, and
That was good.
it's not because LSU lost,
Of
which
course not.
it was shocking to me.
Right.
And I think it was shocking to a lot of other people. I was more so impressed by Nebraska, who I think if you're like a true softball fan, like
Yeah.
you know what you're getting when Nebraska and Jordy Ball come to town. Like
Yep.
that's a pretty big 2 seed. And I had said it on air on the SEC network heading into regionals that the matchup I was most excited for going in
Yeah.
was LSU Nebraska, and we
Yep.
never saw it
Right.
because Nebraska was so dominant.
Right.
LSU just didn't have it.
No. No.
I think the conversation around LSU too is the complete opposite of what we saw from Liberty, where it's like, I'm playing with nothing to lose. I'm not intimidated. I'm not walking on eggshells. And I think what we saw from LSU was just pressing. It's like we can't lose. Like when you play to not lose, you end up losing. I think that's what happened to LSU.
Yes. Like that goes into like beating yourself. Like that's the same kind of thing where it's people win games and then people lose games, right? And so it's crazy that we didn't see that matchup like you're saying, but talk about on a mission, Nebraska, like we said, just insane. But Jordy Ball, her stat line offensively at regionals, 5 for 5, 4 home runs, 8 runs scored, 7 RBI, and 7 walks. Are you joking? Are you joking?
I think so. I think she's in a simulator.
You just video game numbers. Like, does this seal? I know Player of the Year is a regular season award. Does this though, like, put the stamp on it? Do you think that she's Player of the Year?
So I'm glad you brought this up because the 3 finalists have been announced. We know it's Bri Ellis, it's Nyjah, and it's Jordy Ball.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to put Nyjah and Bri Ellis together, you get Jordy Ball.
Wait, that was hold on.
So
that was crazy.
But you have a dominant pitcher, 20 wins in the circle. You also have a dominant hitter, 20 home runs. That's only the 4th time that's ever happened in college softball history.
Unbelievable.
I hear the argument of like no one's really done what Bri Ellis has done. Like we're putting up graphics on ESPN that's like comparing her to Barry Bonds. Like rightfully so.
100%.
Rightfully so. But Arkansas is winning with her just walking.
Right.
Too.
Right. 100%. Yep. They're capitalizing. Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. God, that was man.
And Nyjah does hit. She hits tanks.
Sure. Yes, of course. Yeah, and she's a great hitter. She's proven consistent, strong.
Jordy Ball's hitting leadoff.
Yeah.
She's hitting leadoff. She's not hitting in like the 5 or 6 hole. Nothing wrong with hitting in the 5 or 6 hole.
Of course.
She's hitting freaking leadoff.
They want her to have more at bats because of how powerful she has been offensively for that lineup.
She's not a big kid either. Can we just throw that out there?
Yeah, no.
She freaking rakes.
Just boom, and she's fast. Like my goodness. We want to talk 5 tools. I think she's got like 35 tools. My God.
Jordy Ball, we love you. This is a Jordy Ball fan account. It's also a Bri Ellis and Nyjah Kennedy fan account as well. Like
we do be fans of a lot of people.
Listen,
there's no wrong choice. They're really like when you get down to the 3 finalists for Player of the Year, typically there's really no wrong choice. Like these players have played their hearts out. They've proven themselves. They've been consistent, but there's no wrong choice again this year.
There's not.
What dominant players. And so I'm curious to see the Nebraska matchup in Super Regionals with Tennessee.
the pipeline to the women's national team.
HPP has helped me find a new identity in like who I am as a player. It's helped show how hard work pays off, and it's really got me excited for the future of our game, the future for me, the future for my fellow athletes, and for what I strive to do in the future in college and then potentially with USA softball in the future.
Yeah, that is going to be absolute cinema.
It's going to be great. I really love this matchup. I really, really do.
Jordy Ball, Harlan Pickens.
Please.
Tennessee's offense actually looked good this weekend.
They did. They did what they had to do. And like we've talked this whole time, going up against Ohio State, nobody wanted Ohio State in their regional, leading the country and hitting. Like, for Tennessee to do what they did and beat them, like,
and be in control pretty much the entire game.
Yes.
They were in control.
Yeah. And good. Ohio State, they didn't get shut out. Like they put up a fight. They, that offense, obviously they lost, but they still, my gosh, what a showing that they had in that Knoxville regional.
It was really good to see. A friend of the program, Gabby Leach, hit a couple bombs as well.
I love the Leach family.
Dude.
Go Gabby.
The cutest family in all of sports, I think, is the Leach family.
Hands down.
But no, Tennessee showing, like, if they're going to make it to Oklahoma City, they're going to have to hit. And it was interesting to me because it was the bottom of the lineup that produced for them. Like, Gabby's down in the lineup. Laura Mueller had one heck of a weekend for Tennessee.
Yes, she did. Sophia Nugent coming through. It was a well played. I hope that they can carry it through. Like, I hope that it's not like an up and down kind of thing. Like, they need to be where they were at in regionals as they continue on. And, they've got the experience. Look at Nebraska as a new team. Jordy Ball obviously having the experience of 2 natties under her belt. But the rest of the team, this is going to be.
This is it, yeah.
So, yeah. What super are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I mean, Alabama, Oklahoma.
Come on, let's be real. Yeah.
Yeah, but so what's interesting is you have 2, and I don't know that a lot of people know this, but you have 2 all-SEC super regional matchups that feature a road team going to a top 4 seed, in which that road team took a series from that team earlier in the regular season. So Alabama took 2 of 3 from Oklahoma, which everyone and their mom talked about. Ole Miss took 2 of 3 from Arkansas early on in SEC.
Right.
Now, because Arkansas got off to a miserable start in conference play.
No, yeah.
Miserable. Arkansas's a completely different team now. But still.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, I would argue, is a completely different team now. They are on absolute fire.
On the rise, yep.
Number 3 seed in the tournament. Florida, handily, in the SEC tournament.
They did.
Texas had to walk them off in the SEC tournament. That game was That game was really close.
That was a good, yes.
6 seed.
Oh my gosh.
They go out to Tucson, and freaking Percy Yamas, this freshman for Ole Miss, just loves the Tucson dry air. She freaking rakes. I'm changing her legal name from Percy Yamas to Percy Yaya, because she just hits freaking
Yeah. Yep.
Brie Lopez has like 4 different changeups that she throws.
That's kind of like rude, but also respect, Yeah,
respect to you. They have Miley Wichenio, who's a great freshman that contributes in the circle for them too. Like, Ole Miss is for real.
As they've just proven it. They had the same outcome as Liberty, right? Where they beat the team, lost to the team, beat the team. Like, that is so crazy.
Can we talk about the mental toughness, too, that you have to have on Sunday when you get your head bashed in game 1? I mean, smacked. For you to reset in 30 minutes and come out and win that winner-take-all Game 7.
This is why I just love watching the postseason, is because obviously every game is important. We've talked about this a lot. Like, throughout the season, every game is important. Every game has a purpose. But my God, playing for your season, playing for some of these seniors, playing for your career, there is nothing like it. And that is why I think I tweeted this too. Man, I was active on Twitter this weekend. Twitter comes alive in May, but this is where when people say it's just a game, I'm like, it is more than just a game. And that is how these games are going. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely absurd. Another one I'm excited about, I'm not trying to show my like SEC bias here,
Go
but
crazy.
one of the two teams, Ole Miss and Arkansas, will make their first ever Women's College World Series appearance.
Love that. Love that.
That's so awesome. But the South Carolina UCLA storyline is so fascinating to me because you could not have two more polar opposite from a historical perspective.
So true.
South Carolina, this is the third time they've ever made super regionals. They're hosting for the first
time yes.
ever in program history under a first-year head coach.
Yeah.
Comes over from a really prominent mid-major, and she came over from Charlotte, Ashley Chastain-Beard. Did you know her husband still lives in Charlotte, by the way?
I heard that on the broadcast. I was like, dang, all right.
Unbelievable. Like, they live 90 minutes apart. Like,
love that.
Relationship goals. That's amazing.
Making it work.
You have that, all this newness and freshness and mid-major transfers and scrappiness, new blood in South Carolina, and then you have the Bible of softball with how long UCLA's history is.
Yeah.
In terms of owning and dominating the sport. What's gonna win?
And like the best part, like you said, yeah. I don't know who's gonna go. I don't know who's coming out of there.
Yo no sé.
Je ne sais. I don't know. I don't know. That I love that. This is for sure. Like in my brain, this is going 3 games.
I think so.
A lot of these I think are going 3 games, which I think is just fun for us. Fun for us.
No, I do too. I definitely think a lot of them are going 3 games. The Florida State Texas Tech Super.
That's gonna be good.
That is going to
That's gonna be good.
Timothy Chalamet levels of blockbuster.
Yeet.
Yeet skirt. Yeetin' and skirting in Tallahassee. Like, it's going to be absolute box office.
Yep. Just make the popcorn and keep it coming. I don't know. I'm so interested to see. Just, I mean, even looking at Clemson, Texas, like I'm not gonna lie, I was not 100% expecting Clemson to come out. And I don't know why. I
wasn't either. It felt weird.
It was that was one where I was like, I don't know. Wasn't sure. So that's gonna be that. Oh God, the teams are clearly playing their best ball. These 16 are very clearly playing their best ball. Some of the teams that were losing, they were not playing their best ball. We've said it all season long that like you're not trying to peak in March. You know, you're trying to be on the up and up. So by the time May hits, you're playing your best ball and nothing else matters that you did the rest of the season.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yep.
Should we make our predictions for every super regional?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I was just about to say let's start with the number 1 overall seed, but we can't. So let's start with Liberty and Oregon.
Let's start with Liberty and Oregon. You know who I'm gonna pick. You know to pick. I'm picking Liberty.
See, I think I'm picking Liberty too.
I'm picking them.
I don't think this was a fluke, them beating A&M.
Nope.
I think I'm picking Liberty.
Nope. Yep.
So that one's done. Moving on to the 2 seed, Alabama, Oklahoma.
I think I have to say Oklahoma, but I want to say Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, Bama, God, we've been talking about this for so long that Bama was beating themselves for like 2.5 months. We texted this over the weekend. If you would have told me that Bama was going to be at a super regional, we would have said, haha.
Right. No,
the way that they were playing. And now they are going to Norman and they're in when have they not made a super regional? My goodness. Bama knows what they're doing in the postseason. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying OU, but I'm roll tiding in here.
I know. I have to pick Alabama. I have to
pick it. Pick them.
I have to do it. And they were a worse team in my mind when they took 2 of 3 from Oklahoma earlier this year.
Mm-hmm. Such a good point.
So I'm gonna say there's my upset. Call me a homer, all you Bantees.
Never.
But I'm going with the Tide. That's gonna be
as you should.
Bama U it loves is gonna be box office. Florida, Georgia, not Florida Georgia Line,
not the band.
Country music, but super regional.
I'm picking Florida.
I'm picking Florida too. Fun fact about the Georgia Bulldogs, they somehow made it to a super regional without winning a single SEC series.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Love that they're hot. We know Florida and Georgia have a lot of super regional postseason history.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
AKA like a 16 over a 1. So I could see this going 3 games, but I think ultimately Florida's just too talented.
Certainly. I'm with you. Let's see. We got Arkansas, Ole Miss. I think it's going 3, but I'm taking Arkansas. Woo pig.
I'm going with the pigs.
But you know what? The Rebels, they might be rebelling. You know what I mean?
This is going to go 3 games.
It is certainly.
That's going to go 3 games.
We've got... Wait, what am I looking at? Florida State, Texas Tech. How do you pick?
It's going 3 games.
Going 3, yeah.
Does Nyjah pitch all 3 games? I think she does.
Certainly has to.
And because of that, I pick Florida State.
I was going to pick Florida State too.
Because Nyjah's going to have to go 3, I think I have to go with Florida State because I just trust the adjustments of their offense.
Yeah.
More than I trust any pitcher. It could be like...
Well, you really think about it of how comfortable you feel seeing a pitcher for a 3rd time. What about when you see them for a 9th time?
Yes, and I do think that that's what we saw a little bit with Mississippi State in the regional. I know Tech didn't force the if game or anything, like they didn't technically beat Nyjah, but they did put up, I think it was 6 earned runs off of her on Sunday. They had seen her already earlier in the regular season when they had beaten her. So you're adding all those at bats, plus all of these at bats, where you're seeing her, and that was in technically game 2, right? That Mississippi seen her. So just the adjustability piece, I think, is going to be a really big key. But also, Texas Tech offense has looked a lot better.
They've had to. Yeah, they've had to.
So many different arms that they can throw at you at any given moment.
Yeah.
To me, that's a little bit more stagnant. Like, I'm more stagnant as a hitter because I've got to get used to my timing. Even if you're mixing and matching 4 to 5 different arms, like if I'm facing another arm every single at bat, that's really hard as a hitter.
It is. And then if that can buy Nyjah time, that's also hard for the hitter. Because if you have a fresher arm. Yeah, I take Florida State, but I can't wait to see that series. Texas Clemson. I got Horns.
I got to go with the Horns there too.
Yeah.
There's going to be, with those 2 programs and the postseason history that they kind of have, there's going to be something weird.
We'll call this the weird one. The weird super.
Something weird's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's going to be some like weird walk-off error or there's going to be something weird.
Okay. All right. Everyone, eyes on Austin.
Eyes on Austin.
At Higginbotham, we put people first. Our specialists are here to serve you, the people you care about, and your success. Insurance, HR, and financial services. Inspired by you.
We talked Tennessee, Nebraska. This is going to be so good.
I don't know how to pick this one.
Is it going 3?
I think so.
Yeah. The way Jordy is hitting, the way that this team is, like, obviously Jordy had all those RBIs over the weekend, but they scored like 175,000 runs. So more than just Jordy is producing. But like we said, Tennessee's hitting the way that they've been capable of hitting and that the way that they need to hit in order to make it to Oklahoma City. So I don't want.
To me, this is a conversation about whose offense do I trust more.
100%. Yeah.
And I don't know.
No, I don't have an answer. Because it's not about the pitching, right? Like, we know what we're going to get from these pitching staffs. We do. But the offense overcoming those pitchers, who is going to do it? Yeah, it's really about, we know what we're going to get with the pitchers. What are we going to get with the offenses? I can't vote against Aubrey Leach. I'm so sorry. I'm going with the Vols.
I think I've got to go Tennessee too. However, I just want to throw this out there. If Oklahoma beats Alabama, this is who they would get.
Yes.
And so either it's Carlin Pickens, who's already beaten them twice, or it's Jordy Ball versus Oklahoma in the first game of the Women's College World Series, and now I have goosebumps all over my body.
Yeah, no, you did it. You done did it. Everyone, it's like, my God.
And part of me, like, we love Carlin Pickens. She's a friend of the program.
We love her.
There is a deep part of my soul that wants to see Jordy Ball versus Oklahoma.
This is a no-lose situation. Like, either way, this super is a win. And you can't, my goodness, you cannot count out the experience in the circle of Jordy Ball and having won 2 natties already as an underclassman. Like, she's a junior. She's got this experience just being a junior, having another belt, another season under her belt that she did not play. So, like, she is extra seasoned, and she's got the 2 natties. So, like, in the circle, that matters so much.
She's so free now, too. I feel like she's playing and pitching so free.
I cannot wait. Okay, South Carolina, UCLA. Another one. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I kind of want to say South Carolina. I'm prepared to be wrong either way. Either way that this goes.
I don't know that I trust UCLA that much.
You just, yeah.
In my opinion, like, weren't really challenged in their regional. Like, I don't think their regional was that difficult.
No.
It was just a lot of the West Coast teams that, like, happened to get sent there.
Yeah, and that
not that San Diego State and UCLA.
Of course not. No.
Like, they're great programs, but again, not UCLA.
Right.
There is something Liberty-ish to me about South Carolina and the way that they just kind of, like, never say die. They stick together. A lot of different arms in the circle. Not a ton of experience necessarily in big postseason games, but a lot of experience when you're talking about within the culture and within the system. And I think they have, like, a really tangible belief in what they're doing and what they're building.
Yep.
I really think culture goes a long way in the
Certainly.
postseason. Not to say that UCLA doesn't have that. I just get more of that sense from South Carolina. So I'm gonna say Spurs up, and I'm gonna go with the Roosters, those old Gamecocks.
I think I am too. Like, listen, that's crazy. I can't wait to, like, revisit this next week and see.
No, we're probably so wrong.
Could you imagine if each of our picks is just incorrect?
Yeah, no.
I mean, that'd make for a good pod. But what a weekend! I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen. Like. And then you and I are going to be together next week. Can't wait. Crazy.
That's going to be so fun.
Yeah. And we're going to be watching some of these games live. Come on now.
Fanties, if you guys are in Oklahoma City, come say hello, tweet us, take selfies, do what you guys do.
We're going to be doing a live episode on June 1st. Like, please come hang out with us. We love you so much. And we love softball so much. Like,
we're probably going to cry when we get to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's just, we're going to be filled with emotion. Just no doubt about it.
And that's normal.
Yeah. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about.
As the prophet Hillary Duff would say, this is what dreams are made of.
What a philosopher. Also, I heard she's returning to singing. So
that makes me so happy.
2025 is, like, our year, you know? Talk about this is what dreams are made of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Let the rain fall.
Hillary Duff, you're more than welcome to come on this podcast whenever you want.
Literally anytime. Because she played some softball in A Cinderella Story with Chad Michael Murray. So we will don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Okay.
I bet she has opinions.
Hillary knows. You know she knows.
She's up to date.
She's watching. I guarantee you she's going to agree with some of our picks.
Absolutely.
So, on that note, I think we've covered everything. We got softball, Hillary Duff, period.
We will see you guys in Oklahoma City.
You know we will. Travel safe, everybody. Until next time.
XOXO.
At this time, we would like to thank the USA Softball Store at usasoftballstore.com for our amazing gear this week. You guys can have the exact same gear that Samu and I have literally right now if you go to usasoftballstore.com. So go literally right now, and you can use code BHB15 right now and get 15% off your entire purchase. So buy a lot of stuff, get that 15%, let it all go to use. usasoftballstore.com. Again, that code is BHB15.
Bye.